There you go, graveyard shift.
I sure hope we can edit out these hiccups early on.
Yeah, I think we got it. It's not even 5:30 yet, so we're now on it.
All right. Fade in. Art's 24-hour diner. Actually, let's put up a link just in case anyone really wants to see this.
Okay.
What is Castaway Sociosphere?
I have no idea.
Like, on what?
What's the name of the pilot?
Yeah, I mean, on one level, I'm curious. On the other level, it's 123 pages, and it says Sociosphere.
So, that might be a lot to deal with.
I don't like reading new words, or learning new words.
I'm going to Google that. Sociosphere?
Sociosphere.
Sociosphere. It's hard to say.
Yeah, and again, not to make fun of it, it's just, I don't like feeling dumb at the get-go. And there's nothing worse in a script that makes me feel like I'm going to have to learn a new set of concepts, or...
Sociosphere.
Yeah.
Well, here's the Urban Dictionary definition.
Okay.
A smartly monitored city, governed, orchestrated, urbanized, built, and environmentally protected to use its urban energy to generate a synergy, characterize solutions.
Do you reckon it's a spec Castaway sequel?
Could be.
Intuitively, I sense it might be.
We should probably find out at one point.
Yeah. Fade in. Interior Arts' 24-hour diner, late night. /N1. Alright, so that's already, they're accounting for production night, which annoys me, but I guess there's nothing strictly wrong with it.
I feel like I see that on, like, production versions of scripts.
Yeah.
You don't really need to do it if it's a spec, I don't think. Right?
But I don't see it on every production version of the script either.
Yeah, it's usually the final draft. I don't know, I found some online, but it's usually the final shooting draft.
I think it varies from production to production, because I don't recall seeing N1 or N2 on every script. I mean, that's why they have a breakdown every day.
Yeah.
Every day is.
They just have the schedule they send out.
Alright, so we're just going to start reading this, and we're going to stop at anything that bothers us.
Okay.
We see an out-of-focus, round blue thing slowly swaying back and forth rhythmically, not too fast, not too slow. The camera starts to pull out in focus, and very slowly, it becomes clear we're looking at a butt.
Okay.
I'm amused.
I like it.
It's a blue butt, so probably a dress. A nice butt, rocking hypnotically back and forth. We hear a faint hum reverberating in the background. It's growing louder, more defined. It's a voice mixed with Gloria Gaynor's Gaynor?
It's Gaynor.
It is.
It's Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, playing from a shitty speaker system. Now, we see the object of desires, the object of our desires, in focus and full body. Claire, 21, a short brunette girl swaying to the music. She's pretty, but not because she tries to be. It's her voice we hear. So, let me ask you, as a straight woman, like when it says the object of our desires, like, do you find that heteronormative, or you're like, oh yeah, I do Claire?
I mean, I'm okay with it because I think they need to make it clear that she's a enticing young lady.
Well, I guess object of our desires sort of presupposes a straight male dynamic.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are a lot of homosexual guys in Hollywood. Or, 100% straight girls.
Yeah, I guess because it is, like, zoomed in on her butt, it's swaying right in the camera. The point of the shot is to show that she's, like, sexually attracting at least the people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not like me, but
hey, we got 3 people.
She knows what she's doing.
We got 3 people watching right now.
Hey, people watching.
If you're watching, you can read along with us in the script in the link in the chat, or you can just hear us read it out loud.
Feel free to type that stuff.
Sound and camera focus. We see that Claire is on the phone with her mom.
Wait, so they just cut to a different scene?
No, apparently she's in the arts diner.
She's dancing to the music. Oh, and she's talking
Yeah.
on the phone.
I feel like that's a kind of a funny juxtaposition of, a girl dancing in a diner as if she were at a club.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, either it's like we fade in on a girl for all intents and purposes, it looks like she's dancing in a club. Why did it reveal a diner?
Mm-hmm.
Or otherwise, like I feel like the inherent comedy of dancing in a diner as if you were a club should be more drilled in.
Yeah. I'm interested though, because it's weird. It's not what I'm expecting.
I'm
so
intrigued. I mean,
I want to know
at
more.
least this is an interesting opening.
Yeah.
Sound and camera focus. We see that Claire is on the phone with her mom. They're really spamming the we sees. Also, there's a typo there.
Yeah. Claire, what? How much was the bill for?
Murmur.
You mean cents, right?
Murmur.
At a pizza restaurant? Mom, that's ridiculous. Credit cards screw up all the time.
Murmur.
Are you implying I ate $85 worth of pizza by myself?
Murmur.
I do not remember spending that much money.
Oh, you're lying.
Still lying. Well, Pizza Putt doesn't serve alcohol, so that rules out that one.
There actually was a Pizza Putt where I grew up. So.
Did they just have a Pizza Hut and then it went out of business and Pizza Putt bought it and didn't want to change the sign?
No, they had mini golf.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was super fun. I had my birthday there.
I want to go there.
I got kicked out for climbing up like Mount Rushmore.
Amazing.
Murmur. So I guess that's the mom. Thomas, 22, French, blatantly stares at Claire's ass, completely and utterly entranced. It's his eyes we've been looking through until now.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'll take it. Claire. Look, I'm at work. Can we talk about this later?
Murmur.
Okay, love you too.
Claire hangs up. Without turning around, she sighs and says,
Thomas.
Thomas barely realizes he's been caught. I guess I'm Thomas.
You're Thomas.
I feel like I guess Ian is going to be sort of the
Yeah, we're going to keep
running gag of this.
Claire, stop staring at my ass.
Okay. Should I do the French accent?
Yeah, definitely your French accent.
Okay. Claire turns around. Thomas is still ogling her.
You're still staring.
That's a typo. Not at your ass.
Oh, good lord.
Claire starts to clean the griddle. What? I like your body. You quite appreciated it last night. Why do you not like me now, Claire?
I like parts of you, just in a physical sense, not on a personal level, and definitely not at work.
What did your mom want?
To bug me, and that's what parents always want.
About what?
The same thing I always bug them about, money. Parents are a pain in the ass sometimes.
Ain't that the truth, Claire?
Claire knows what's up.
Enter Tate, 23, in uniform, but a bit skimpy, lugging a large, stinky bag.
Stinky bag.
So, I don't understand what the uniform is. Like, I already feel like the color of this uniform informs the fact that her butt is blue.
It must just be their Pizza Putt.
No, Pizza Putt is the restaurant she alleges she did not go to last
Oh, you're
night.
right. So I'm a little unclear where
Arts'
she's
diner.
working.
Arts' Diner.
Yes.
And I don't understand if Tate is a girl or a guy.
Mm,
So if you're deconstructing
Right.
a uniform that must be a bit skimpy, I feel like you should be constructing it later on. Or constructing it earlier, so we see...
yeah, I mean, just a little more info would clear that up because...
Hey, tell me about it. Thomas and Claire immediately grab their noses and recoil. What the hell is that? Oh, this is rotten sauerkraut. What are you doing with it? Lugging it to the landfill on 83rd, by foot, because my wonderful father doesn't want to spoil my work ethic with vehicular assistance.
Why can't it just go in the dumpster?
My dad said disposal of fermented goods in a public dumpster is illegal. Claire and Thomas exchange looks of doubt. Tate starts to exit the building at the front door.
I still don't know if Tate's a girl or a guy.
I feel like from context, he definitely sounds like a dude.
It sounds like a dude. But skimpy?
Yeah.
That sounds like some a
Is it
slutty
like
girl
a
outfit.
muscle shirt or something?
Yeah.
Like, it's actually funny when men like dress like in bimbo outfits.
Totally.
But I feel like if that the comedy of that would be like, if he's got like big muscles or something, and
It doesn't fit him, yeah.
it does not fit him. This is gonna be fun looking through this video and hating ourselves later, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
Oh my god, the post-mortem on this is gonna be
It's
amazing.
beautiful.
Alright, where was I on this? So we're actually gonna show this to the person whose script it is, right?
We should send it to him.
I don't think let's see if we can. Let's see how far we can get before we super get into this or like kind of pass on it. Like already, I'm kind of looking for jokes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not bored. I'm interested, but if it's a comedy, I do think it needs more jokes.
Yeah, for like half hour, like I don't see things that are joke. I mean, these are inherently funny ideas.
Yeah. The situations are funny.
They're absurd. It's kind of like parented funny.
Mm-hmm. Which might be more of like a dramedy.
Sometimes I feel like he only keeps me around to do work he doesn't want to do. Kate exits, carrying the sauerkraut. Enter Arts, 63, from his office in the back.
You just missed Tate.
That's the idea. She sounded pissed. Oh, she's a girl.
She is a girl.
Oh, so I guess you're reading her and you got to do a different voice.
I'm Tate now.
Got to dig deep for those.
All right. So Skimpy might be slutty. Maybe she's just a skanky little.
But now I want to know. Like, we've like got so much gratuitous detail on how amazing Claire's ass is.
Yeah.
That, like I sort of want to like know like.
What's Tate's ass like?
Yeah, from context, I want to like know what her bust is like.
Yeah.
She said you only keep her around to do the work you don't want to do. She's right. But why make her carry it across town? To keep her occupied for a couple hours. When she's busy, she's yammering in my ear. Beat. Claire and Thomas are a bit shocked. What? I love the girl, but I still don't want to listen to her talk all day. Claire gets a text and starts to read it.
Oh, God.
You really do panicking so well, Rose.
She's panicking.
You're digging so deep into these characters. My gosh. What's wrong, Claire?
My parents.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, they're visiting tomorrow to assess my financial responsibility.
Beat. What's financial responsibility? I mean, that's kind of a joke.
Yeah. I feel like Arts is like kind of the comic relief of all these characters right now.
He's kind of like Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm picturing
in,
Danny DeVito.
In, what do you call it? Always Sunny?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, this is a teaser, right? I always think that a teaser is supposed to be proof of concept of the show to come.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get this 2 more pages and see what happens. Title, Graveyard Shift. Title, Pilot.
Okay, so it's the graveyard shift of the diner, because it's a 24-hour diner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exterior, Arts 24-hour dinner, afternoon. Note, this isn't a typo. The sign actually reads 24-hour dinner. I like the way they did a note there. Like, I feel like that's...
Yeah, I like the way they formatted that.
That's like an annotation or something. That's cool. Like,
4 people are watching. Hey, people.
Hey, people. Claire stands at the edge of an alleyway, trying and failing to look inconspicuous in a trench coat. She looks a bit shady. Some group of dorky college kids, dudes 1, 2, and girl. The formatting is off because it looks like dude's half, like Randall 1.5. Some group of dorky college kid walks by. Claire jumps out in front of them, catching him by surprise.
Hey, guys.
Whoa. Where'd you come from?
That's not important. What is important is I know what you guys want, and I've got it.
Beat. The fuck?
Excuse me? Let me guess. You guys are college students.
Yeah?
Then you guys are going to love this.
Claire pulls open her coat. The girl immediately recoils. Dudes 1 and 2 look really excited, and then disappointed. Claire's jacket is full of what looks like contraband.
Drugs.
Oh, shit. What do you got?
Oh, you know, a bit of this, a bit of that.
Claire hands him a bag of white powder. The girl moves to open it and sniff it.
Yeah, if you could not open that here, that would... Is it sugar?
The girl sticks her finger in the bag and tastes it before shoving it back to Claire. What? Is it?
It's not even real sugar. It's fucking Splenda.
Claire looks really embarrassed.
I have pot, too.
You mean oregano? Come on up, guys. Let's get out of here. The convention is starting. The college students walk away laughing at Claire's idiocy.
It's actually parsley.
Is that funny?
It's cute, but I feel like it's been done before. Like, none of it really surprised me.
Yeah. Thomas arrives at the restaurant dressed for work. Hello, beautiful.
Oh, God, not now.
What? Why are you here so early?
Oh, you know, just selling drugs.
You sell drugs?
Well, no, it's actually a bunch of crap I stole from the restaurant.
So that's where the Splendor went. What are you selling drugs?
Drugs.
Okay, drugs for?
I need some extra cash before my parents get here so they don't think I'm blowing all their money on useless shit.
But?
I mean, I am, but I don't want them to know it.
I see now. Your parents don't take your responsibility. So, selling drugs, that makes sense.
You know, when you put it that way, it actually doesn't.
Claire and Thomas enter the restaurant. All right. She's in a trench coat, jumping out at college students, offering drugs.
She's pretty desperate.
That's pretty desperate,
She's pretty desperate.
I feel like the trench coat sort of takes me out of it.
I mean, I think they're trying to show that she's really bad at what she's doing because that's like the most obvious stupid thing one can do.
Well,
but it's just a little hokey. Like,
if we scroll back up, like spending $80 on pizza is not like that egregious.
Right.
Like it's not like she like spent like $2,000 at Chanel or something.
Yeah. I mean, she's a typical person. It's easy to spend that much on some booze, you know.
And where did she get a trench coat? Am I weird for thinking that?
No, I don't have a trench coat.
Right, I mean, like, yeah.
Did she have to pay to buy a trench coat?
Or, like, yeah, it's like, clearly you're going to stick that to the wardrobe designer and make them watch this trench coat. Or get this trench coat for the sake of this visual joke of popping it open, which is laden with contraband.
Yeah. It's just a little
it's kind of like
unrealistic.
It's got the visual language of one of those Disney multicam shows.
Yeah.
Like Austin and
a
Ally.
Little, like, slapsticky, like... PG humor.
But here's Thomas. Like, is Thomas even a French name?
Thomas? Sure.
All right.
You say it like that.
Thomas. Like, I feel like him horn-dogging on her sort of takes us to a very broad place.
Yeah. Well, there's also, you know, there's swear words. There's some inappropriate sexual shit. So it's not, you know, a family show, but some of these jokes seem a little...
Yeah, I don't
younger.
get the visual language. Like,
yeah.
I don't see the show that this would get staffed on.
I can't see what channel it would go on or what shows are similar to it right now.
Are we being too mean?
I mean, I still don't hate it. I'm still entertained and want to keep reading.
All right, let's see what else we got. Do you want to look at... I'm actually desperately curious about Castaway Sociosphere.
Yeah, I need to know what the hell it's all about. It's a fantasy comedy drama.
Okay. Taciturn idealist infiltrates the dystopian High Council to bring justice to the people as his friend turned enemy joins a terrorist faction bent on destroying said council. And it's set in high school. Can you read that? Like,
Taciturn idealist infiltrates the dystopian High Council to bring justice to the people as his friend turned enemy joins a terrorist faction bent on destroying said council. And it's set in high school.
There's actually a TV tropes thing called Absurdly Powerful Student Council. Like, it's mostly from Japanese comics, where, like, the student council, like, rules shit.
That's a lot, but, and this is a feature length?
Feature length. And it says, if you only read a couple pages, tell me what you think of the beginning hook.
Okay, let's read the first couple pages.
Fair.
Let's do it.
Also, it looks like we got a Reddit message. See if anyone is making fun of us.
I hope so.
We thrive on attention. Oh, look. Improv Obsession.
Real length. What is this?
Oh. YouTube, watch the... Oh, well, cool. At least the link works.
Nice. Good to know.
Improv Obsession is that podcast. Do you think that's Stephen Pearlstein?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
You often watch podcasts?
No. Well, I watch a couple. What's Improv Obsession?
With those eyeballs that are set firmly in your ears?
Yep.
It's just a podcast about improv. Should probably give it a shout out. Because
we should probably watch it.
Odds are the creator. That's not how language works. That's not how sense works, actually. Castaway, Sociosphere. Oh, actually, we should probably link this too.
Yeah.
Currently reading. I'll tell you, whenever I start a script, I want to like it. Like, even though I'm jealous whenever I read something really good. Like,
yeah, you're like, God damn it.
Given that we are reading it, like, I always feel like I kind of take a breath and be like, all right, let's see what's going on here.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody really did put their all into it. So.
Guy's got an Asian name. I like him already.
Okay.
Cannot be duplicated with explicit permission from author blah blah.
Threw a little joke in there.
Is that a joke? I feel like that
tired of writing. Maybe he was gonna look up what you're actually supposed to put there and just that there's a little placeholder. Forgot about it.
This is fun. Thanks for sharing. Oh, wow. Thank you, Fun Dog
Thanks,
Billionaire.
Fun Dog Billionaire.
All right, let's see.
That's a pun on Slumdog Billionaire.
Slumdog
Millionaire. Whatever the hell.
We got some inflations up in the
It's getting me
slums.
really confused.
So this is like, that's kind of a risky swing because that, if that's going to be a joke, I feel like that should be more of a joke. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, like more obviously a joke.
I think this guy's got a subtle sense of humor. Let's see what we got here.
Over black. Super. In the depths of the south wing, a bladder was full. Footsteps. Running. That got a laugh out of you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
So,
mean,
congratulations, you made a girl laugh. No, that's hard. Like the fact that there's actually a funny line in the
I just
beginning.
wasn't expecting that.
So kudos. That's actually good screenwriting.
Yeah.
A courier, 14, starry-eyed innocence, carries a one-man wooden boat over his head. He sprints through the outside walkways of an upper-class high school campus. Already I'm confused because what is a one-man wooden boat? And can you sprint while carrying a vessel intended to convey a human being across water?
I'm thinking it's one of those little canoe things that you like would hold over your head. But a one man, there's just a small one. I don't know. That's what I pictured.
Like I feel like a one-man canoe would be like, give me an image, but one-man wooden boat is making me think that's a lot of wood. That sounds heavy.
Yeah.
So this guy's very strong. He trips and scrapes his knee near a graffitied wall. Bella omnium in omnis. He screams. He gets up. Exterior, bathroom of piss, day. Urine seeps out of the bottom of the door to the boys' bathroom. Bark, bark.
Next, off screen. Plenty of fish in the sea, but we're not in the sea. We're being flushed down the pisser with our owner's piss. Entiendes, Gaucho?
Gaucho, the Chihuahua, rests on Mex the Mexican's shoulder. Mex adjusts his fedora. The courier rushes over with a boat, knees dripping blood. Counselor?
Set her down, Timmy.
Tommy, Counselor. Sorry, Counselor. The South Wing Labs, Counselor. They've been flooded. Flooded with pee.
Set her down, Timmy.
Counselor, sir. Interior, bathroom of piss, day. Dark, cavernous. Drip. Drop. The sound of a match trying to light. Then a spark.
Max, not today, amigo.
Mex swipes his phone. A match app lights the phone up. It reveals a graffitied... Oh, I get it. So I guess it's a joke. Like, we assume from sound effect, from oral cues, that someone's lighting a match, but then he's touching his iPhone and it's an app.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't get that first. Yeah.
Mex sets the toilet seat down. It's covered in... Oh, hang on. Mex swipes his phone. A match app lights the phone up. It reveals a graffitied bathroom with Mex paddling in the boat across a knee-deep flood of piss.
So this bathroom is literally flooded, and they brought the boat to get in there and deal with the situation?
You've never been in a boys' room, I imagine.
Okay.
So yeah, we're literally in a lake of piss.
Nice.
Mex sets the toilet seat down. It's covered in pee.
What do you make of that, Gaucho? Pee-pee on the wee-wee. Someone did this on purpose. Someone's pissed.
So is Gaucho the Chihuahua a character or an actual dog? I guess he's a dog.
I think it's just a dog that he keeps talking to.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Gaucho has not spoken yet.
Oh, bark. So yeah, he is a dog.
Yeah, he just barks. Like,
Making me nervous, Gaucho.
bark!
Unlike you, I'm a little shy. Something catches his eye on the wall. He brings his phone's light closer to the graffiti on the wall. Cindy Scott, penis, photo teach. He runs his finger across it, smudges. Shit. Red lights illuminate the room.
Wait, I don't get it. He runs his finger across it, smudge the picture?
Well, it's graffiti, so I'm not sure if Cindy Scott penis implies... It's Cindy Scott parenthetical penis. So that implies... Are we... Does it literally say parentheses penis, or is it supposed to... Whatever.
I don't know. It's a little confusing to me.
And when he runs his finger across it, it smudges.
Okay, so the graffiti's
yeah.
fresh,
Is
but he
it-
just did it.
Yeah, is he saying shit? Like as in... Because we're in literally a lake of piss, so he could be
Yeah.
saying shit as in, oh my god, expletive, I'm so frustrated by this graffiti,
Or it's made out of shit.
Yeah. Red lights illuminate the room. A picture of the Cindy Scott graffiti appears on a cell phone. Jessica Cho glares at it. She's a tall teen with bitchy face and little natural beauty. She's not Asian.
So everyone else is Asian so far?
No,
Except
I guess they're subverting the fact that she's got an Asian name like Cho.
Okay.
But that's an unfilmable because, I would only see a white girl.
Right.
Like, if your name was Cho, that'd be interesting. Because,
maybe it's a later joke, like everybody's gonna address the fact that her last name's Cho and she's not Asian.
Probably, but that's kind of a funny, whatever. That could be funny, but like right now it's just kind of taking us out of it. Because
Yeah.
what we should be doing is enjoying the laughter and investigating the mysterious graffiti and the flood of piss.
Right.
I'm also amused at the fact that like he's less concerned by knee-deep piss so deep that it both was contained within the bathroom and required a one-man wooden boat to get over. He doesn't care about that at all.
No.
So you can be next.
Okay. Several periods old, South Wing Labs, fresh, a rumor so secluded, must have credits.
Jessica looks to Fitch, tall, beautiful, always shirtless, Roman statue, curly hair. Godlike. Fitch takes a marker and crosses out the photo taped to the wall of a slutty teen making a duck face. Wait, was that photo always there?
See, that's what I wasn't clear about. It said Cindy Scott photo teach, so maybe it was a photo of her in there and they wrote that.
Photos of crossed out teens decorate the room. Jessica looks to the fourth person in the room, Kathy, prettiest girl in school, and wears glasses with lenses popped out. One of those things is unfilmable. Kathy doesn't react. Jessica tries to signal her with her eyes, but Kathy just nods back. My gods, Kathy, who doth remain?
Well, she was our last, okayed candidate. It's one thing sleeping with a teach, but if other people know about it...
Kathy.
Sure. There hath remaineth but one, Petrus Munn. Mysterious. Is he, or whatever is?
The silent enigma routine remindeth me of middle school. Easy to control. Quite the following he hath as well.
The
shrug he inventedest. The shrug?
So they're talking with these weird Shakespearean kind of
I feel like I've
words.
lost the base reality, because if it was there, in a student council, talking about, powerful things.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, if you elect me for student council, I promise to get the water fountains refurbished and also total domination of our enemies. That's one way to play that joke.
Right.
Or if it's
if we're trying to map over a normal student council with this weird world we've created.
Or if it's with a ghost thou chancellor, are the barbarians afoot in middle school English class? That's another way of going Shakespearean. But right now with Lake of Piss and photo teach, I'm lost.
I'm a little lost.
Do you think this is trying to be Brick or something?
Possibly. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the trailer. So I'm
you haven't seen Brick?
No.
Oh, I love that
you
movie.
Love it?
Yeah. Brick is a movie where they talk hardcore characters in a Raymond Chandler story, but they're in high school. So the juxtaposition of the absurd Raymond Chandler style with the fact that they are in a high school.
Is that the one with Jason Gordon-Levitt?
You mean his better known brother Joseph?
I always do that.
So that was...
Yeah, I'm lost.
That was Sociosphere. So I'm a little confused by that one.
I think it could have been interesting, but just too much weird shit went down too quickly for it. Yeah, there's just no base reality, I guess.
Yeah, that's an improv term. It's right now, we are, making a bad video show.
Mm-hmm.
And, right now we're doing bad video things. But if we, started talking about, the revolution or tentacles came out of our faces,
yeah,
that'd be unusual. It'd be a subversion of the base reality.
Right.
But if, everything happened at once, and even with the context that we're two people doing a bad video show, it's...
You gotta build slowly so we can follow.
Well, you gotta construct it before you deconstruct it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that got weird. I don't know.
Right now, the world is so absurd that I can't even begin to understand what an inciting incident would be.
Right.
And I don't really get any of the characters. Do you want to try... Okay, we got High Tech. It's a comedy drama at 107 pages.
Let's do it.
In a world where humanoid robots carry out menial tasks, one such robot becomes self-aware. With consciousness thrust upon him, James isn't quite what you would expect. He's lazy, stupid, and smokes a lot of weed. So he's
James
Bender.
is a robot? Okay.
He's Bender from Futurama.
Totally.
Posted draft here a couple weeks ago and have been working on it since. Think I've made some good changes, less dialogue, clearer acts, etc. Or, welcome all feedback.
Let's check it out.
Okay. I mean, I do like Futurama and Bender, so that's good. Oh hey, look, we actually have some chatting in here.
We got 7 people. Ooh, what do they have to say?
Screw it, we'll fix it in post. Screw post, we'll fix it on blue. Oh, here we go. Talking about one of those things is unfilmable. So
Were we talking about the glasses lens?
yeah, unfilmable. For if you're wondering what unfilmable means, like you can film that Rose is a girl. You can film that I'm Asian, and if we stood up, you could film that Rose is taller than me. But like you couldn't say that like Rose was actually the heiress to like an enchanted manor. Because unless, hey Rose, congratulations on your inheritance. I hear you inherited that enchanted manor from your crazy old aunt.
Sweet man.
Like that's very sweet. That's unfilmable. How old are these guys? They look like newborn babies. Ah, well, thank you, friggin' Rizzo.
Thanks.
I thought
That's
this was
what
going
we
to be
like to hear in
discussion.
Hollywood.
Sounds like he's Californian. Yes, you do. So, are you talking to us at this point? Like, because I'll be honest, there's a little bit of lag, and I apologize for that, but we will try and pay more attention to this.
Yeah, so guys, we're on a 30-second delay in case Matt goes on a string of obscenities. We can bleep it out. He has Tourette's.
That's not really.
Let's read
But
the
you
script.
you could show her poke a finger through the lens or pick them up through the lens. Well, sure, but I didn't say all those things are unfilmable. I said one of those things is unfilmable. And in this case, well, you can clearly film that she's not Asian. You can't film that her name is Jessica Cho. Oh, I think we're trying to talk to you because these scripts are interesting.
They are.
Well, no, that's cool. I mean, I don't want to make fun of any of these because if anyone were to read my script or Rose's scripts with any sort of disinterest, there's a lot of shit in any script that's laughable, and
Totally.
you work damn hard to get anything this good. But
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
we've had some first drafts that are.
We're trying to illustrate is when you post something for public consumption online, like we're not psychic. Even if we are trying a gentle read through, like I'm confused by a lot. Like in the first one, I'm confused by what the uniforms look like or whether Tate was a girl or not, which eventually came out.
Well, I think it's like you always say, you can't read the writer's mind, and we just fill in the blanks so much when it's our own script. We're like, oh, yeah, of course, I'm seeing it, so they'll see it. And you really have to spell things out really, really clearly.
Like, in my head, this show is going amazingly, but, like, tomorrow when we watch this, like, post-tape, we're going to be so mortified by it.
Real
because
bad.
Everyone hates ourselves on, themselves on camera. So, let's just try the next one, which is, I'm going to put in a link to it. High Tech, written by Daniel Smith. I don't feel bad doxing him because he put his name on the script, so, like, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
If
He
you
put
guys,
it online with his name on it.
If you all think that's inappropriate, let me know and I won't do it anymore. And thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks,
Like, this is our first one, and it's going to live on the internet forever.
Yay.
So it's very nice to know that we're not just, like, reading to each other.
Which is what we usually do.
With our Titanic chemistry.
All
right. High Tech, written by Daniel Smith. All right, so far, don't hate anything on this title page.
Hey, nailing it so far.
No contact information, but it's submitted to Reddit, so that's well within the genre.
Yeah.
I don't hate anything on the title page. Fade in. Interior marks apartment day. James is sat on the couch in a dressing gown. All right, I already...
Sitting, right?
Yeah, or he sits. I mean, technically he is sat. But, like, come on, man. That's, I guess the thing is, like, well, it's not like I'm going to hurl the script across the room saying, what? You didn't get the conjunctive grammar? I'm just making up words.
But some people would. If it's the first line of your script, you don't want, like, a red flag popping out.
Well, also, it's like, we should be reading this and, like, enjoying the world, but, like, it kind of took us out of it.
Yeah.
James is sat on the couch in a dressing gown. His legs are bare and hairy. James himself is unshaven and overweight. Around him are a variety of junk foods, each open. In his laps sits a large bowl of greasy chips. Typo. Unless he's got so many laps. Like, he's got more laps than Michael Phelps because he's so fat.
On his laps. Yeah, no, it could be.
That's
Could
probably
be
a typo. James is... I'm kind of on typos because I make a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm terrible. It's weird. I cannot see my own typos, but I'm pretty good at proofreading other people's stuff.
Oh, I can never see my own typos.
But I cannot see my own.
Well, because we're narcissists. We believe we're perfect.
Yeah,
and,
your brain does not comprehend that there's anything wrong.
Yeah, like, years and years of experience to the contrary have proven that I'm not.
Yeah, I'm bad on the typos.
James is watching television, an episode of The Jerry Springer Show. This can be heard in the background as James continues to mindlessly shove chips into his mouth without looking away from the television in an almost trance-like state. I feel like he's taking 5 lines to describe watching TV.
Yeah, I think he could cut down all of that description a little bit.
Jerry Springer, use a bad impression. I think your biggest problem you two have is your lack of intimacy, your...
Guest number 1. Jerry, I think her only problem is this little piece of white trash bitch who's been beep all over this beep.
As guest number 1 speaks, James gleefully shoves a large handful of chips into his mouth. What? You beep, you stupid beep? The crowd erupts with laughter as the guest begins to scuffle with near constant beeps. Beep, 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 beep. James tosses his head back and bellows a joyous laugh. I thought he was in a trance-like state, and like that almost feels like a behavioral juxtaposition. Because I'm like, I'm on a computer. It's kind of like a big jump to ha 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 ha.
Yeah, he just got really excited about this Jerry Springer action.
We'll be right back. Sponsored by MirrorTech. Hand in hand, making the world a better place. Let's put this on pause because we have a question. How do us guys feel about the... How do we feel about those large blocks of text on page 1? Does it predispose you to not like the script, or is it just me? I wouldn't mind if it were... Why am I typing?
God damn it, Matt, get a grip. Yeah, I feel like if it was serving the story more, it would be fine.
Yeah,
but
like,
it's just kind of reiterating the same
if James
things.
was like on a mechanical life support system, it was like a bed with like mechanical spider legs on it.
Yeah.
That would be like an interesting mecha stretcher.
Yeah.
And, I might need a little bit more on that because mecha stretchers don't exist. But
right.
Fat Guy zoned out watching TV does exist.
I think that our mind can visualize that pretty quickly without like a large block. And he says it again in the next block, like he eats more chips. Like I think we get the point without...
But, friggin' Rizzo, I do see where you're coming from. And why is my stream like this? Here we go. Thanks for putting up with us, by the way. Like, this is our first one, and...
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Can you tell him he's gonna... But I see your point. Alright, where were we? We're reading page 2 of this. James remains sat on the couch. Now he is lying down. What? What? No, you literally contradicted yourself. You can't... He remains sat on the couch, except now he's lying down on the couch. You literally contradicted. What are those prepositions?
I kind of feel like the person
verbs?
who wrote this doesn't speak, like, English isn't their first language. Like, there's just some really weird sentence structural things.
That is possible, but, like, also people often the past tense use, because past tense using makes them feel more intelligent, or feels more intelligent makes them. Because then it sounds more literary. And
you just sound like Yoda.
Yeah, no, like, by mixing up the grammar, I don't like it. Like, there's something called the present progressive. Like right now, Rose sits. It's not Rose is sitting. And the reason you do that is because you only have finite characters in a screenplay line.
Yeah.
And adding that ing every time just like ends up being an extra page.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'm already mad at these verbs on page 2.
Yeah, same.
Chips are scattered across his body, and James himself rests in a peaceful and serene state, listening intently to the television. Oh, they say we're doing okay so far, so smile. It's a theft, a personal assault. It's too much for our ego, and we lash out at those we lost, and the person who took him or her. James picks up a smoldering joint off the table and begins to smoke it. Now, I'm not suggesting it's easy to refrain from such feelings, but we have to know that as bad as those feelings are, it's in our own control as to how long we harbor them. The truth is we don't want that person back. Suddenly, there is a loud knock on the front door. James ignores this knock and tries to continue watching the television with deep emotional investment in every syllable of Jerry's monologue. I feel like there's too many words in here that I feel like not reading them all.
Yeah. I feel like it just goes back to what was happening in the beginning. All the descriptions are unnecessarily
It's
long.
encouraging me to skip.
Yeah.
Like, it's not rewarding me for paying attention, and I hate that.
Well, it's like how we were saying, you can't always imagine what the writer's thinking, so you need to have enough description.
Mm-hmm.
This is just too much description.
Well,
this is just an obvious situation that we could picture very easily that he's over-explaining.
Yeah, so I feel like he's not being sympathetic to us, the audience. Like, he's over-explaining it, and he's trying to get his point across as clearly as possible, but at the extent of... It's a couple too many words for me to enjoy the picture.
Yeah.
There's another knock at the door. Now James becomes increasingly frustrated. He quickly sits up and looks around the room with resentment. Faith! Faith! The door? After pausing for a moment, James reluctantly stands up, and in doing so, a shower of chips tumble from his body and onto the floor. There is another knock at the door.
I hope Faith is his mom.
I'm coming! Jesus! After James has only trudged a handful of paces from the couch, suddenly Faith enters the room, pacing quickly towards the door. Her eyes are unblinking, and her movement stilted. She is a robot. Like James looks exactly like... She is a robot like James looks exactly like a human.
She's a robot like James, comma, and looks exactly like a human. I don't know. That sentence is not clear.
Okay, here's the deal.
So they're both robots.
Well, here's the deal. From the log line, we know that James is a robot, but I kind of forgot that midway through.
I did too.
And if we didn't have that log line, if we're just reading this cold, like, it sort of surprises me. And, you know, it's like James looks exactly like a human. And also, does that imply that James does not look exactly like a human?
She is a robot like James. What I'm gathering from this is that they both look exactly like humans, and this is the first time you're realizing that he's not.
But it's debatable, because if he looks exactly like a human, like, if you were a robot, there's no way to glean that off of reading you on screen. Like, you'd have to, like, open the control panel that you have in your chest and be like, boop, 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 boop.
So this could be the reveal. Maybe you're not supposed to know that until this moment.
Her arms are exposed, and we clearly see a branding in her arm. It reads Mirrortech.
There you go.
Upon seeing Faith, comma, James stops, has a displeased expression. Faith also stops and looks at James remorsefully.
My apologies, James. I was located on the balcony attending to the plant life. I am sorry if I have caused you any inconvenience.
Not an issue, Faith. Faith turns away from James and walks calmly toward the door. James notices the Mirrortech branding on her arm is perplexed by it. He rubs his arm uncomfortably in the same location.
So he does not have this?
Well, he's in a dressing gown, so I guess he'd be rubbing it over his gown.
Mm-hmm.
James then walks back toward the couch, crushing chips once again as he does so.
Faith, your satisfaction is important to me.
That's exactly what she said. I guess that's what she said joke.
But he's a robot, so he says a little awkwardly.
I don't know. I just say things awkwardly because I'm a robot. Faith stops and looks toward James with confusion.
Faith, sir, my apologies. Whom do you refer to?
Another loud knock at the door can be heard. That's a very patient knocker.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. James continues toward the couch, flopping down on it, lazily. Faith opens the front door, smiling as she does so. Mark enters the apartment and instantly drops his shoulder bag by the door and tosses his keys in a bowl. I feel like that's too much choreography on Mark coming in, unless, like, the key bowl is an important plot point later on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something you would do when you come in.
Well, also, more to the point, like, James is a fucking robot, and he's not acting like a robot should, so I kind of, like, want to see that explored, as opposed to, like, the gorgeous choreography on the exact number of chips that tumble off of his chest as he steps up from the couch. James sees Mark enter and quickly extinguishes his joint and throws it under the... I find that very funny.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Throws it under the couch.
So, kudos there.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of a robot hiding a joint under the couch is really good.
Also, I just want this robot to be Seth Rogen, the way things are going.
No, totally.
Right?
I just kind of wish that... So, we got to something good, so I'm glad we can end on a high note.
Mm-hmm.
But, given that the joke is a robot throwing a joint under the couch, I have no way of knowing he's a robot from this. And if you want to take a look at the script High Tech, you can take a look at this link here. Let's move on to something else.
There was a horror one above this.
Okay.
If we want to change genres.
This is also kind of like an implicit lesson in titles and blurbs, because there's definitely some scripts in here I don't want to read.
Yeah, just based on the logline.
Like, the res is actually interesting because it tells us nothing, but I assume from context that must be in the reservation, so I'm intrigued. It says it's an action script called The Res. The Res is in development as an hour-long cable drama.
In development, like?
Well, that's not what in development means, fat apples. Like, in development could mean that it's in development by, you know, someone who's a grown-up producer, in which case I don't think they'd want you posting your in development work on Reddit.
Yeah.
So I think more accurately, the res is a project you are developing for an hour-long cable drama, and that terminology just threw me because in development is actually an impressive, braggable thing.
Yeah, it just sounds, it's just the wrong term. It sounds more impressive than I think what they intend.
An unrelenting female FBI agent with a less than perfect past poses a teacher on a reservation as she works to uncover rampant corruption that directly contributes to the pain, poverty, and death of its people. I'm actually intrigued by that.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Like, I like Native American stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in Vermont, so I had a lot of Abenaki friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds. I'm intrigued.
I know that a lot of shit goes down in Native American stuff, or in reservations, which is essentially the premise of the Vertigo comic Scalped. So, Kindergarten Cop in Native American land seems pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Did you want to read that horror one?
Yeah, I don't remember where it was. Oh,
Short.
Bedtime.
It's a short.
I like horror.
Do you like horror?
Yeah, but reading it rarely scares me. So, it's good if I'm at all affected by it.
Yeah.
I need the visuals and, like, the jumps and the music and the...
It's more along the lines of, like, I see how that could be scary.
Yeah. I mean, some Stephen King books will make me really uneasy.
That's a cool title, Bedtime. Just the way the font is.
It's just creepy.
It looks a little creepy. So I'm already kind of into this.
Yeah.
So I love it when they're good. Exterior house night. The moon shines through the clouds onto a one-floor house. A few lights are on in the windows, but there seems to be something off. Okay, that was weird. The moonlight seems to be the only thing bright this night. All right, that's...
There seems to be something off is just too vague.
Yeah, like, there's something off about me, but there's also something off about you, but, like, it's not the same kind of offness.
Yeah, that could be a million different things.
Interior living room night. The interior is very homey. All the lights are on. Pictures of a mother and her daughter line most of the tables. There doesn't seem to be a father figure in any of the photos. It's very difficult to photograph the absence of something.
I mean, if there was multiple pictures of just the two of them, I think I would probably be like, oh, no dad.
All right.
You'd have to be very obvious about it.
It's hard to sell that. In the kitchen, pots and pans fill the sink. The dishwasher is completely open with plates inside of it. Ripped up envelopes are piled on top of the table. A final notice due is labeled on most of them. On the kitchen, crayon and marker drawing made by on the kitchen.
Counter, I assume.
On the kitchen, crayon marker drawings made by a little kid cover the door. The refrigerator?
Yeah, that was weird.
So I feel like we hit 4 bad paragraphs in a row, and even though we're kind of excited by the cover, which is a creepy title.
It's just bad sentence structure so far.
The mother and daughter eat. Teresa, 25, is an earthy girl with olive skin. She sits hunching over. She's been through a lot. Unfilmable. April, 5, blonde hair. They use the masculine form of blonde, not the feminine form. And blue eyes, sits next to her. Mother at the table. She sits there, playing with her food.
If you don't eat anything, you'll be hungry later.
I don't like this food. It's too salty. The little girl throws her chopsticks onto the plate. She crosses her arms and pouts.
What's the problem? You love dumplings.
April refuses to look at her mother. Teresa moves the chair closer.
Come on, you can tell me, can't you?
It's the girls at school.
Yeah?
They pull my hair and laugh at me. I try to tell them to stop, but they won't.
Don't worry about those mean girls. You know why they do that?
Why?
Because they know you're prettier than all of them.
Teresa tickles her daughter. April giggles a little bit.
You shouldn't worry about those girls. If they ever give you a problem again, just give them a good shove.
It's okay. Mr. Tall scared them away for good today.
Oh, creepy.
It's one of these.
It's one of those.
Okay.
There is no Mr. Tall.
Or there is. But you see how that kind of got us? Like,
I like that, yeah.
Like, that actually kind of hit me because Goosebumps, even though that's like a total ripoff of Captain Billy Doesn't Like That.
Yeah.
From Poltergeist.
Yeah.
But that's creepy.
It's creepy. And Mr. Tall is a good creepy name. I don't know why I like that.
Yeah, Mr. Tall is a creepy name.
It's like Slender Man. That's what it's making me think of. If you've heard all about that whole tale, which creeps the crap out of me.
I always like to, when I'm coaching people, I always say, like, look for the moments that really hit. And this is a moment that, like a joke, like, it's not funny, but it has the same emotional reaction.
Yeah.
In that moment, we felt exactly what he wanted us to feel.
That was good.
So, kudos that. That was fucking creepy.
Yeah. Also, I'm liking Teresa as a mom. Like, they very quickly show that
Yeah.
she really loves her daughter. It's a cute little interaction.
I will say
having.
that this is 9 pages, and I feel like the first page is mostly bullshit.
Yeah, they could have cut to the good stuff sooner. If it's
So
that short of a
given
short.
how creepy that line is, I'd love to see that in the first page because that would really make me.
Yeah, because you don't want somebody to stop reading after a page, and that does happen, unfortunately.
Oh look, Ryan. Mr. Reddit, however, is a constant source of drama. I wonder if he's talking about my checkered past with Reddit or something else. Hey, Ryan. All right, love that. That's actually a really cool moment. So
Yeah, let's keep reading.
That hit.
Now I want to know more. And I want to know how we're going to get to all this in 8 more pages.
Well, I think Mr. Tall is going to come in the house because they've actually done a pretty good job of setting up the house.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. Mr. Reddit versus Mr. That's funny.
Wait, what's he saying?
He's saying that Mr. Tall scared off the little girls, but Mr. Reddick is a terrible
good
monster.
one, Ryan.
That's actually very
A little
funny.
slow.
We got it.
Got it.
That's actually really funny. So kudos you. Mr. Tall scared them away for good today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he meets me at school every day. He's my friend.
Mm-hmm. Has Mr. Tall ever invited you over to his house or into his car?
Smart. Like, I probably would have softened that because, like, what I like is I'm clearly in Teresa's head.
Right.
Like, she's being a good mom.
Your first reaction would be like, this is a real person,
So fair.
and I'd like to know more about this creepy weirdo you might be talking about.
I think Teresa's actually incredibly well written.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's a little OTN.
Mom logic.
A little on the nose, but that's a fair question. Like, I don't like this specific line. It's good, but not great.
Yeah.
But, like, it's actually empathetic to Teresa. We see exactly where she's coming from.
Yeah.
She didn't say, that's stupid. No. He walks to school. He says he lives in the big old house in the woods. Teresa feels a cold air sweep through the house. She shudders at it. He also says there are a bunch of other kids there, 2 playing, and waiting for me to join them. They told me so.
They come visit you at school?
All the time. At first it was Mr. Tall, but now he brings a different kid with him each time.
I don't want you spending any more time with Mr. Tall or his kids.
Okay, here's what is kind of throwing me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I want to know. Mr. Tall sounds like an imaginary friend. So at first I thought like she was going to react as if it was like Captain Howdy doesn't like that because Captain Howdy is obviously a silly name that,
right?
Or Mr. Fluffernutter or something. But like right now she's acting it. I feel like she'd be like, honey, be clear for mommy. Is Mr. Tall a real person?
Yeah.
Or a pretend friend?
I was just gonna say that. Like, if I was the mom in this situation, I think that's the next question I'd ask. Like, sweetie, is this real person? Because now it's starting to sound like a weird, unrealistic story.
This was actually really good, but like that is sort of eking at me. And even though like, I didn't hit it immediately, like 4 lines later, I kind of remember. Wait a minute, she's not acting.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to act that one.
That would be my initial reaction too. It's like, okay.
So she says, "Oh, that's not fair. You never let me do anything fun." She pouts, blah blah blah. Teresa is sitting on the kitchen counter. Dirty. You probably could have ended the scene a couple lines in because it's too much
back and forth.
Yeah. Teresa is sitting on the kitchen counter. Dirty dishes fill the sink. She's holding onto one of those final notice due letters.
Teresa on the phone. Listen, just give it a few extra days. I understand that this is second extensions. Please. Okay. Understand.
She puts the phone down and hangs her head. She puts the phone and the bill on the counter. She put the phone down twice and just stares at it. A tear drips from her eye. Mom?
Teresa wipes the tear from her eye and brightens up. Hi, honey. You ready for bed?
Yeah. She gives her mom a black notebook. Teresa looks at it with curiosity.
What's that, sweetie?
My drawings.
You put them in here for me?
I made it yesterday at school.
She flips through the book extremely fast. She doesn't notice the details of each drawing and tucks it under her arm. Thank you, sweetie.
Okay, so here's the thing. Even if we hold that Teresa automatically accepts that Mr. Tall is real, everything that this little girl said was just fucking wrong.
Well, I feel like if the mom, Teresa, thinks that Mr. Tall is real, I would want to look into that more. Like, maybe alert the school, like, there's this guy coming by.
She would be more concerned. And also, so, like, she's kind of playing, like, if I told my mom when I was a kid, I have a friend named Mr. Tall, and he lives in the big house, and he comes by with a different child and says, one day I'm going to play with him.
Yeah, my mom would lose her goddamn shit.
Yeah, like most moms would. So I feel like she's both listening and not listening.
I mean,
so.
I do feel like they're showing that she's extremely distracted
She's
with
very
money
distracted.
issues, so that's a
And
little bit of
obviously,
an explanation.
I can't wait to see what's in that book because we know a jumpsuit scare is coming. April's room. April runs into her room and jumps onto the bed. Teresa comes in and makes sure she gets under the covers. She tucks her in and tickles her.
Good night, baby.
Good night, Mommy. We dropped periods here.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah?
Can you leave out some water? Mr. Tall is coming.
What?
Mr. Tall is coming.
Mr. Tall isn't real, honey. Go to sleep.
How did we establish that?
Okay, so I guess they're saying that.
Well, we kind of ping-pong back and forth.
Yeah.
I know none of these people exist,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like we haven't coherently followed one idea or another.
I mean, I think that could be more clear in the acting, like the way that Teresa, like she could be like, okay, sweetie, I don't know him, so don't go to his house. Like the way she says it.
Yeah.
But reading it, we don't know.
Right. And
if she's
also,
thinking he was real
if you were Teresa, which it's not implausible that you would be cast for this would necessitate a conversation with the director.
Right, I would have to ask, like, how do I deliver this line? And I think it should be more clear. In
And
the
if you're
writing.
directing it, you've put up your own money to film the short, and it's a labor of love, and you only have your camera crew for X number of minutes. And wasting 5 minutes to explain this to the actress is not the best use of your future time. So not only is it confusing to the reader who's seeing if this shows chops or not, it would also shoot you in the foot later on if you're producing
exactly. Okay, Mr. Tall isn't real, honey. Go to sleep.
Can you just get me some more water, please?
Sure. As long as you stop talking about Mr. Tall. Got it?
This script is like 2 lines long in every scene.
Yeah, I feel like it's just back and forth reiterating the same information.
And Mr. Tall is coming is creepy. Like, at this point, you really want to know everything there was about Mr. Tall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still really drawn in. Like, there's some problems with this, but I want to know what happens.
No,
yeah, it's good.
The idea is actually working really well,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the imaginary landscape of the Teresa character is sort of throwing me off.
Yeah.
You have automated voice. You have one new message. Beep.
Miss Lang. Hi, Miss Livingston. It's Miss Lang, April's teacher. I wanted to talk to you about her behavior. I'm not sure if you've seen the drawings she makes in that small black book, but it has some disturbing things in it.
That's not what it says, but there is some disturbing things. Like, that's such a good line.
That's creepy.
What's in the book?
That's creepy.
This is actually good.
This is good. I mean, it's very typical horror movie tropes, but the way that it's like...
Yeah, I feel it's too long.
Yeah.
And I feel like Teresa's psychology isn't quite accounted for.
Yeah, but it's still creeping me out.
Like,
it's creepy.
I want to know what's in that book. We have 3 more pages, and we're actually reading this all the way through and not making fun of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is an unmitigated success.
The author did another draft or 2 of this and cleaned some stuff up. It could be good.
Teresa looks at the small black book. She reaches over to it warily. She opens it up. The first couple pictures are colorful and nice, but as she keeps flipping the pages, everything is getting darker. The girls' drawings are getting a lot more darker. The kids have black-shot eyes. Through all the pages, we can see the dark kids. She finally reaches the end. There's a slender, tall, and well-dressed thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mr. Tall. He has no face. He's holding hands with one of the little kids. He seems to be wearing a suit.
That was totally Slender Man. Do you know that?
Totally Slender Man.
Yeah. Miss Lang, if you could please find a time to come in and see me, that would be great.
The message ends. Teresa closes the... I don't think we need that line. Boom, boom! Something upstairs sounds like it fell over. Teresa stares at the ceiling. There's no sounds after. She starts to head for the stairs. She slowly walks up them, each foot landing with silence and caution. She reaches the top and looks down the hall toward her daughter's room. POV Teresa. We head down the hall. Crash! Thunder erupts. We shoot our glance toward the window. The tapping of rain starts. We look down the hall and slowly move down to the open door. Interior, April's room. The camera looks out the door. There's way too much camera here. It's taking me out of it.
Yeah, I don't think you need... Yeah.
We see a shadow creep along the wall. A hand reaches in and pulls the door slowly open. We should probably specify it's Teresa's hand, because otherwise...
Yeah, it is Teresa's hand, right?
Wait.
Unless it's a hand from the inside.
I think that needs to be specified, because that's creepy. But like right now,
clear.
instead of being creeped out by the shadowy, mysterious hand...
I'm just wondering who's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teresa walks into the room and looks around. Everything seems normal. Teresa, you could just cut this into 2 lines and be like, April sleeps peacefully.
It's too much description.
Behind Teresa, the closet door slowly opens.
Ooh.
She doesn't even notice it since it's very quiet. The Slender Man walks. Okay,
It is Slender Man.
this is annoying me because we know what Slender Man is because we're tremendous nerds.
Yeah.
But like you're making. If I didn't know who Slender Man was, like, hey Rose, what's Slender Man?
Yeah.
You've just made me feel very dumb.
Yeah, I'd say like 50% of people probably know.
Well, on Reddit, I feel like 100% of people know who Slender Man is, but I kind of feel like this is like a check your privilege moment because not everyone speaks NetSpeak and knows everything about Encyclopedia Dramatica.
I mean, I've definitely
and creepypasta.
told many a person the story of Slender Man and they've never heard of it, so you have to be careful with references
Slender
people might
Man
not get.
walks out of the closet and towards the bed. Teresa keeps watch of her child. Slender Man is right behind her. She keeps, oh God, these doubled lines just hurt me because I want to like this so much.
Yeah.
She keeps watch of her child and yawns. There is a heavy breath in the room, and Teresa looks around. She looks slowly behind her and falls off the bed. Okay, at this point, there should be a scream there or something. Slender Man advances toward her. He's reaching out with his hand toward her. And again, people don't know what Slender Man looks like, so like does he have a long, slender... I kind of want to see like, he reaches out with a hand, fingers impossibly long.
Well,
the moonlight shows dried blood and flecks under his nails. You know.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I guess there was the little girl's drawing. I don't know how.
But they didn't really describe.
He doesn't have a face.
Yeah, and
he
also he appears to be wearing a suit. Also, I kind of would like more specificity on the drawings, like children playing, kittens laughing, two red-eyed little girls drinking the blood of a dead mother. April wakes up. No, Mr. Tall! Slender Man looks over at her, and this is where I'd probably paint the eyeless sockets. He walks over to her bed. She looks up at him with her little eyes. He slowly moves toward her side of the bed. Teresa stands up and stares in awe. Slender Man reaches for April. A flash of lightning and a stroke of thunder are heard. Slender Man and April are standing up right in front of Teresa. She stands and looks at the two of them.
Please let her go.
Mom, it's okay.
No, honey, come to me. Please, April, get away from him.
Mom, it's okay. He will take care of me.
What? Sweetie, get over here now.
Teresa walks over the two of them. A bright flash of lightning blinds her. She covers her face. When she looks up, the two of them are gone. She dumbfounded. Okay, this could genuinely benefit from like a quick copy edit job because I feel like the images are cool. Like they're a little stock, but like it's a nice reuse of Slender Man.
I'm seeing what he's envisioning.
I see it just perfectly.
A lot of typos and little technical things that can take me out of it.
Like I feel like this isn't rocking my world, but I feel like this is a horror short very well done.
Yeah.
And I like the reinvention of both horror tropes and creepypasta.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little. I kind of wish that Slender Man would be a little creepier.
Let's see what happens. We're almost done. Teresa. April?
She looks around the room.
April!
She runs out the door and down the hallway.
April!
Yeah, we'll get to the delivery next. Teresa bursts through the front door. The rain is pouring down on her face. She looks both ways. She sees Slender Man and April walking off into the distance. She runs for them. Rain, okay, there's that present progressive. Rain pours down on her as she tries to save her daughter. I don't even know what's at stake here because this thing can teleport and is clearly mystical. But like, what does she think is going on? Like, she doesn't even have a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, grab one.
Just chasing them.
Grab one of those knives from like the unwashed dishes that adorn.
Yeah, because they already spelled out like the entire layout of the kitchen so well.
And
I
also,
feel
like they spelled out the kitchen so well that I'm kind of pissed off that we cut to outside the house.
Yeah, I want him to be like in the kitchen, like walking her towards the door. I don't know. I mean,
the two people are far away and lit up by the lamppost along the street. Teresa runs for her life toward the two of them. They walk under one of the lights and disappear into the darkness. Teresa stops dead in her tracks, staring into the darkness. She looks deeper. Okay, another thing.
Also, wouldn't you call 911?
You would call 911. Also, like, you would run after, like, you wouldn't stop and peer.
I would grab my phone. I'd call 911. I'd grab a weapon. Like I would run.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
She runs out in the street when lights flash in her face. A car screeches to a halt. Cut to black. Okay, I think this was successful because I see every image they want me to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could push this a little further. Like, given that like it's just a very effective short film.
Mhm.
One, I don't think this needs to be 8 pages. You could probably do it in 5 to 6.
Mhm.
And two, if you're going to spend that extra time, illustrate exactly what's creepy about the drawings, exactly what the fingers look like, and
Yeah.
exactly what's special about your take on Slender Man. Because right now, all this is showing is that you've been able to co-opt an existing boogeyman.
Mhm.
But given that like we've all written vampire scripts,
Right.
what we want is our specific take on vampire scripts.
What do you think about the ending? Do you think? I mean, it's hard to come up with a real clever surprise ending, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like there could be a little something extra there.
Endings are tough. Like
Endings
accepting
are
the
very
ending
tough.
exactly as it is, because it's not a bad ending.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of feel like I want to feel her panic more.
Mhm.
Because I don't understand what her end game is here, and I don't even understand if she knows Mr. Tall is freaky or not. Because I really want her face to face with the eyeless sockets, recognizing that this is an eldritch abomination, not of this earth.
Right.
But here's something interesting.
That was interesting, though. I mean, I would be creeped out about
Nick
it.
Polakowski is here, so he asked
Hey,
us
Nick.
to read his script
Let's do
for
it.
delivery. Nick, if there's anything you want us to pay special attention to, let us know. But I guess it's going to be weird reading it, knowing that this gentleman is actually.
I know. This is exciting. I think this is the first time this has happened today, unless all of those
So
writers were.
for all you streamers, if you want to
watching.
read along. Wait, that's not fucking. I am not a functional adult.
Nah, get a goddamn grip.
Stop judging me, Rose.
Oh.
Okay, I want to like this. I hope this is good.
No
And,
pressure, Nick.
Nick, if we miss something, feel free, and I apologize in advance if we say anything mean. Just a little something I wrote for my brothers and I to film during our winter break. I mostly wrote this just to have something I can practice directing, but I'd love to hear feedback from you guys, gals, regardless. Thanks in advance. Edit, I just noticed and fixed a mistake, line of dialogue accidentally appeared in the action format.
Web short, 5 pages.
The script is almost entirely dialogue, and so I'd like to know if the conversation flows smoothly.
Yeah.
This is actually a very good thing to look out for, because dialogue flow is great, because we could juxtapose anything, like, say something random, Rose.
We need to go buy cigarettes.
Artichokes are good. Like, that is dialogue, but it's not great dialogue.
Right.
Good dialogue, yes ands. You might have heard this from improv. You might want to look up the yes and rule. I think there's one on my website, www. The concept is yes and. So like if you want to go buy cigarettes,
Mhm.
yes and I would also like a cigarette even though I'm trying to smoke. Quit smoking. And you would say,
Yeah, well, we're going through a stressful time right now, Matt.
yes and I hope this doesn't put a crimp in our 1-year anniversary plans. So we've added information and we've kind of agreed with each other
Mhm.
every time. So you want your dialogue to yes and each other. So we're kind of going to point out where it's not. And we're not empirically right, but that's what we're going to do.
Rule of thumb.
And the fact that you're actually paying attention to this suggests that your dialogue probably agrees with itself. The delivery, written by Nicholas James. Address, phone, email? I'll be Nick, I guess.
Okay.
Interior warehouse day. This does not feel right.
Relax. He'll get here when he gets here.
Nick, 20, scruffy redhead, paces the empty warehouse. Alex, 20, slick black hair, leans against the wall, head back, eyes closed. What time you got?
About 6:50.
What time did you call him?
I don't know when I called
He
him.
said he was going to be here in a half an hour.
It probably hasn't been that long yet.
He'd probably check his watch. Like, you know, at this point, now, already I'm kind of wondering, wait a minute, if Nick is this anxious and Alex called him, like, why isn't the time of the last call on the phone or something? So that's sort of takes me out of it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm getting from it so far is that Alex is just too cool to give a fuck about anything.
And
So
Nick's
he's like,
neurotic.
stop stressing. So, like, he's not even going to take the time to check.
Nick runs his hand through his hair as he paces. No, it's been half an hour. I know it.
How do you know?
I just feel it, okay? And I felt funny when he called him, and that feeling's only getting worse. See, this is also making us... You actually now have spent 2 lines of dialogue talking about whether or not it's been half an hour or not.
Mm-hmm.
And just have it be half an hour. Have him know, because otherwise, you know, we're already getting a very clear character. I love how
Yeah.
we're getting clear emotion from these
Yeah,
characters.
it's very clear. It'd probably just be cut down a little bit since we already got
Yeah,
that.
but, like, this choreography on whether it's been half an hour or not is not helping your story.
You're overreacting. He'll be here any minute.
Nick stops pacing. What did he sound like?
What?
When you called, what did his voice sound like?
I don't know, like a normal guy.
I mean, when he said he'd be here in 30 minutes, was he like, I'll be there in 30 minutes? Or was he like, oh yeah, I can get there in half an hour, probably?
Nick, calm yourself. He said he was going to be here, so he'll be here. Maybe he'll be a little late, but he will get here eventually.
Man, I hope so. This money's burning a hole in my pocket, if you know what I mean.
Time passes, Nick paces, Alex rests. Nick looks out a cracked, dirty window, tapping the glass.
Okay, now it's definitely been more than half an hour. We should get out of here, man. We should go out of here and go somewhere else, pronto.
We're not going anywhere. We're going to wait for the guy to get here.
Okay, this dialogue is in fact agreeing with itself, but I feel like the second page is kind of redundant. I feel like you did a great job setting up what they want and what they're about in the first page, and now you're sort of like, this entire page could be cut down and you can combine the first two pages into each other.
Yeah.
Because it's just extra minutes you got to film, extra takes you're going to do.
It is building the suspense. Like, I'm curious what this money is for. Like, it might be funny if it's just like something dumb, like a twist.
Or a tickle me Elmo.
What it could be. Yeah. So I'm drawn in.
Yeah. But I feel like you're overselling something that we figured out.
I think it could be trimmed down a little bit so far.
We're going to pay him. You're Alex.
We're going to pay him, and then we're going to take the goods. Then we can leave.
Don't you feel it? Something's not right. He's not going to show up. You can waste away in here if you want, but I'm splitting.
Whoa, wait just a sec. You're not going to leave me here on my own.
Alex stands up. There's a typo. You need a period there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I like this because now the scene is moving. Like Nick, rather than argue whether it's been half an hour or not.
Yeah.
I know it's been half an hour. You could be here by yourself, but
we're getting to the good stuff.
Yeah, so you could probably do that a little sooner. Alex, let go of me.
What am I supposed to tell the guy when he gets here? I'm sorry? My partner felt funny, so he skipped out and took half the money with him? But hey, you can still have this half? Don't put me in that position, Nick.
Think about it. We've waited here for 30 minutes. Probably closer to 45. Again, we've waited. There's no sign of him. If he was going to be this late, he would have at least given us a call to let us know, don't you think?
Maybe your problem is that you think too much. We're staying here, you got it?
Also, I don't know if this tips what he's going for or not, but if it was me, talking to Nick, yeah, drug dealers are notable for their reliability and constant phone contact.
Right.
Jesus Christ, where'd you learn about drug dealing?
Yeah.
So, did you read that line? Maybe your problem is?
Yeah.
A pause. You gonna make me?
Ooh, Nick's taking a bad turn here.
Yeah, Nick is bravely cowardly, which is a good character. I like how psychologically consistent these guys are.
Yeah.
It's a short, you've given them one simple motivation, and then your actor can act that to the depth of their craft.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a great actor, so I can't really give life to Nick's mania. But you get an actor who is very nervous, who looks around. A Steve Buscemi type could really make a meal out of this.
Yeah, or like Jesse Eisenberg.
The two stare.
Freaking out the whole time.
Yeah. The two stare intently into each other's eyes. Then Nick tries to pull away. Alex grabs him tighter. The struggle becomes increasingly violent, and the two tumble to the floor. Alex overtakes Nick, raises his fist. Clang! Clang! They freeze as they hear two heavy knocks from the door. For a few moments, they do nothing but stare. Is that him? Alex climbs off Nick, that's weirdly written, and toward the door. Nick scrambles to his feet and hurries after. Nick wrings his hands as Alex slides the heavy door open. A young man stands in the doorway, wearing a uniform that reads Foxhound Pizza. He holds a large pizza box in his hands.
I have a delivery for Alex.
That'd be me. The pizza guy hands Alex the box. There's that dialogue you fixed, but that'll be $16, says the pizza guy. Alex pulls out $8 and hands it to the pizza guy.
Nick?
Nick hands over $8 as well. Give me that. Nick grabs the pizza from Alex and scampers back into the warehouse. Alex takes out 3 more ones and hands them over.
And a little something for yourself.
Thanks. Have a good one, fellas. The pizza guy leaves, and Alex shuts the door.
See, what did I tell you?
Alex spots Nick staring dejectedly into the pizza box.
What is that? Nick, what's wrong?
Mushrooms? Alex freezes. Nick looks up from the box and glares at Alex. You ordered fucking mushrooms? And we fade to black.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is good.
I liked the little twist at the end.
I feel like it's atmospheric. I feel like the twist...
I will say that I kind of had an inkling that there was going to be a humorous twist at the end, So maybe if there's a way to make that less predictable. I mean, it wasn't super obvious, but I was just thinking.
Well, it's good
You know what I
drug
mean?
dealer specifics.
Yeah, like you said that one line of like, you know, people like maybe he doesn't say drug dealers, but he says like people like this aren't known for being on time.
People like this aren't known for being exactly fucking reliable.
Yeah, they didn't go to fucking college
Yeah.
and like learn, you know. So maybe there could be a few more specifics like that to make it seem more like a drug deal.
Yeah, like and then it's retroactively like, oh, that applies to a drug dealer, but also to a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, we could some specifics like that might help.
I feel like this is a good project because it's a coherent thought.
Yeah.
Like you didn't blow me away with the ending. Like you got a wry chuckle.
Yeah,
but it's good. I mean, and also like this is a real exercise in style because I feel like it is written so tense.
Yeah, and I think with the right actors, if they can play it super straight and not lead on that something like this is going to happen at the end, it could be really effective. If it's just played, like even throughout the end, just played so seriously.
Like also, like I kind of feel like this could be done in a shorter time frame. Like there's a version of this that is like a commercial, a fake commercial, where it's like a 30-second spot. It's like you call them. You get like all those bits in.
Yeah, all those.
And then pizza shows up and Sparky's pizza. It's pizza you'll be addicted to.
Yeah.
You know?
That's funny. Yeah, I like that.
But I like it as an exercise in style. I'm not sure if it needs to be 5 pages long, but if you really feel like shooting it and lensing it beautifully, and I'm talking like what's that Madonna video where she's in front of all the fans?
Yeah, I don't know the name, but
yeah, like if you like shoot it like with this really like dark shadows and really just show off everything you can do with like fans behind lights and
like that creepy CSI.
Yeah, the Art Deco thing.
Yeah.
If you really want to show off the style, then yeah, do that.
And that slow pace that kind of gets your anticipation going, like if that's the vibe you're going for.
I feel like this is a very successful exercise of a simple idea. So I think that's successful.
Yeah, I liked it.
I feel like the dialogue agrees with itself, but you could cut it down because, like, you notice it started dragging a little on page 2. But overall, successful. And thank you for being the first person to be bravely submit your work here.
I want to see it when it's done.
Yeah, you got our Twitter, or you can check out my website. Anyone have any suggestions for what we should read next? We gotta wait 30 seconds for that to come in.
I'll just stare at the camera and freak everyone out while we're reading. They won't see that till 30 seconds later either. I'll be right back.
Okay. Rose, don't leave me alone here. I'll awkwardly talk to myself.
I'm tired while I'm gone. I probably should leave at 7 if that's cool.
Can you do 7:15?
Yeah,
cool.
Fine.
Let's see, looking through this. There's a script here called Yellow Fever, which I just sense I'm not going to like. Francis Dean and the Big Big Problem. That looks pretty cool. Let's see what this is about. Please give me some feedback on this script. Thanks. I wish they'd given us more to go on because now I don't want to jump into it. I would like some feedback on this page. It's one scene. I have 3 pages. Rose is in the bathroom. She'll be out. I hate reading comedies because I feel like it's easier to do a successful horror movie than a comedy. Because a horror movie can lean on atmospherics, and it is genuinely easy to unsettle people because life is terrifying. Whereas there's nothing worse than a comedy that doesn't have great jokes. And it's sort of like putting all your flaws out there. I think we're going to do Danger Close Act 1, 31 pages. This looks promising. Danger Close, feature, Act 1. Hey there, fellow screenwriters. I present Act 1 of my latest work. Danger Close, working title. What, is a Danger Close like a thing?
I don't know. Not that I'm familiar with.
Logline, Liam Donnelly, father, ex-husband, and ex-ranger, is aboard the cruise ship Colossus for his daughter's wedding. As the ship is taken by a radical group, Donnelly must fight his demons and his past if he is to save his future. So this is essentially Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, yep.
And to a lesser extent, Under Siege. The problem with a script like this is when you have a script that so clearly evokes a movie that was essentially successful and one that was ridiculous, you really got to grab me in like the first 10 pages.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, I'm just going to be thinking about why did you spend 6 months of your life writing something that evokes comparisons to a script that isn't necessarily fondly remembered anyway.
Yeah, there has to be a big difference and something about it that's better, because, yeah, that wasn't the greatest movie ever made.
I just need a little feedback before I continue. Any issues with formatting? How's the writing overall? You are the characters. Do you care about them? Is the plot interesting, or can you see where it's going? Or is this one of those movies where you can see where it's going and want it to get there? I automatically know where this is going. You put an ex-ranger on a cruise ship that's taken over by terrorists, it's Die Hard on a boat. Is the pacing good? Is it interesting? Would you read Act 2 and 3 if I posted them? Thanks in advance. I hope this is good. I think that's going to be my catchphrase.
This is our catchphrase of these.
Oh shit, I can't do this one. I know this guy.
You do?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, if you ever hire me to do anything, I will never talk about your script in public.
I feel like everybody should use a fake name when posting online, like an early draft. I don't know. I would if I wasn't sure it was really at its best place.
Do Amber. Is Amber up here? We have a request.
Just gotta text somebody.
Shoot me the link and I will do Amber. And Rose got to go in 20 minutes, so this is going to be our last one. If you have any questions, do it now. Otherwise, you can always check out my website at www.thestorycoach.net for private notes. And you can follow me at @storycoaching. I never tweet, but now that I have a video thing, maybe I will.
Yes.
Rose, do you have anything you want to plug?
No. I never tweet. I need to tweet.
How's your life going?
It's pretty good. It's just, it's going. Can't complain.
Amber, short. Mystery drama.
I like mysteries.
Okay. 12 pages. Okay. A retired CIA agent. God damn.
Matt.
For what it's worth, pasting into this YouTube Live program is actually not as easy as you think it would be. Oh, wow.
That's a genius.
Me too. Let's see. A retired CIA agent put his life as a spy far behind him until a phone call from a former partner brings back eerie memories. I already don't like that logline.
I don't like the way it's written necessarily, but I think it sounds like an interesting story, possibly. I'm kind of intrigued.
Huh. For whatever reason, it's letting me hyperlink. I don't think that's an accident, but we'll see what's up. Oh, do you know what it is? I feel like because I spammed my Twitter handle and also my website.
Is it just not letting you do any more links?
Yeah, it might cap out links to prevent that from happening.
Probably.
Amber, written by Nicholas James. Let's hope this is good. Exterior, snowy street corner, midnight. In the dead of winter and the dead of night, a pillar of light glows on a dreary street corner. Alright, those two first things are unfilmable, so that doesn't put me in a great mood. The Russian lettering painted on the glass reads, phone booth. Wait. Is it like a Russian font, or is it Cyrillic, in which case phone booth wouldn't necessarily be legible?
Yeah, it's not totally clear.
This is why you don't want to be too confusing on your first page, because rather than reading it in the precious little time we have allotted to us, we're now kind of distracted talking about what is Russian for phone book?
Right.
And now I'm going to Google to look it up, and now I'm not paying attention to your script, and you've lost me. A young man wearing 80s style garb rushes into the booth. He's blonde. That's the feminine form of blonde, not the masculine form, which just don't do that.
We had the opposite earlier.
Yeah, for whatever reason, blonde throws people off. It's a French verb, so.
Well, it's like you wouldn't call a guy a brunette. You'd say he has brown hair.
Yeah. He grabs the phone and punches a long-distance number into the keypad. All right, I don't know what a foreign long-distance... What?
which is a long distance number. I guess it's just a long, like it's a very long phone
Yeah, it's a
number,
long,
so you can
a
tell.
long,
Like,
he punches a long string of numbers in, possibly.
so you realize that he's calling another country.
He grabs the phone and punches a long distance number into the keypad. It's ringing, he's breathing. A robotic voice emanates from the speaker. Please authenticate. Oh,
You want me to be young man?
that'll be young man. Alpha, Mike, Bravo, Echo, Romeo. And that's the native phonetic alphabet for Amber. A beat.
Authentication. Authentication successful. Begin communication.
This is Agent Maximilian Zinsky. My cover has been compromised. I repeat, my cover has been compromised. Please advise course of action.
Wake up.
The voice from the speaker is now that of a young girl. Max freezes up. What?
Wake up, Dad, wake up.
Max dons a look of disbelief. He white knuckles the phone and holds it in front of his face, staring at the speaker.
Wake up. Wake up, Dad.
Okay, I feel like this is just way too much. Like, I get the joke. Just cut to him waking up. Max's eyes open. He is no longer a young man. His face is wrinkled and his blonde locks have thinned and grayed. He has aged about 30 years. He lays on a couch in his living room. Fuck.
Yeah.
And holds a corded telephone in one hand. A girl, 20s, Julie, stands over him with a hand on his shoulder. Julie, what's wrong?
You were on hold and you fell asleep.
Max looks at the phone and hears the dull tone coming out of it. Don't need to capitalize Max there. Max, smiling. Must have been the soothing hold music. I'm a sucker for smooth jazz.
You need to make your appointment, Dad.
I know. I'll make it tomorrow. You're always looking out for me.
I remember when you used to bug me about making my doctor's appointments.
Tables have turned. Now that I'm a geezer, you get to take care of me.
You're 59. That's not even old enough for the senior discount at the theater.
But when I do get that old, you'll wait on me hand and foot, right?
Straight to the home with you.
I feel like this is like kind of chatty banter, but like it's not really telling me much about the characters.
Yeah, it could be trimmed down a little bit. I think we get.
I feel like if there's a
the
computer program that said insert cute dialogue here, like this is sort of like what it would give you.
Yeah.
A stove beeps from the kitchen.
Ooh, pies are beeping.
That's not to say none of this is good, but I'm saying that
Yeah.
first half of page 3, not really showing the dialogue, and given that there's only like 12 pages,
Yeah.
it's not the best look for this particular
Yeah, I
story.
mean, it shows a relationship, but I think it's just too redundant.
Yeah. Max turns back and picks it up. Hello?
Maxie, is that you?
This is Max. May I ask who's calling?
This is Alex. Alex Long.
Alex Long? How the hell are you? I haven't heard from you since you picked up and moved to Seattle.
Yeah, I've been busy getting adjusted to the area and to the weather. You think it rains a lot in Cambria. You should see the torrents we get out here.
That's what I was worried about. I thought you'd washed away on me.
Never was a good swimmer. Anyway, I guess where I am right now.
Not in Seattle?
I'm in Cambria, Max. In town for a day, and I wanted to see if you want to catch up. Maybe go to that deli you used to eat at all the time.
I feel like in the same sense that the former one was sort of a swirl of cute dialogue that was 2 lines too long, this is also sort of a swirl of cutesy stuff.
Yeah, could be trimmed.
I'd love to.
How about right now, lunch?
Sounds great. I'm really glad you called, Alex.
Thanks for picking up. See you at 1.
Max hangs up the phone. You capitalize Max each time, and I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
Max walks along the street and enters a small hole-in-the-wall deli. We see him approach a table through the dirty plate window. Moments later, Alex sits at a table with a massive sandwich in front of him, pickle on the side. Eating without me?
No, I'm waiting for you. Hurry up and get your sandwich. I'm wasting away looking at this thing.
Okay, whatever. Like, I feel like unless there's a really good reason for the sandwich to already be on the table.
Yeah. I'll see if there's payoff for that. Otherwise, it's not necessary at all.
Max walks up to the counter and orders a sandwich. While he's waiting for it, he glances out the front window. A strange man, tall and bulky, cloaked in a trench coat and capped with a wide hat, stands across the street. He stands as straight as a razor. One of his eyes is milky white, save for a piercing blue spot of iris peeking through it. Cool.
Cool. Creepy.
Max is fixated on this man, stares back at him. Suddenly, the strange man stares back. Pastrami on marbled rye, up. Max snaps out of it. So yeah, there's no reason for that sandwich to already be on the table.
Yeah. The way it was described made me feel like there was a good reason.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is going to pay off.
Or even if like you wanted to already order, I already ordered, you better get yours up quick.
Yeah.
The choreography of the sandwich is...
Yeah, you didn't need to describe that there's pickle inside and all that detail.
And
it's
also,
not
like,
irrelevant.
I feel like we're 5 pages in and we had 2 cool moments. We had the cool moment of the dream and waking up, and a little too much cutesy stuff.
Yeah.
Then the phone call, a little too much cutesy stuff. Like, it could be like, Alex? I haven't heard from you in years, man. Yeah, I'll meet you at the deli.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's not bad dialogue, it's just cutesy stuff, and it sort of like fans it out. Like, this is actually, it's difficult to write, light stuff this well.
Mhm.
And it's competent, it's just not fun.
I feel like the tone kind of goes back and forth because it's like a little menacing, a little
Yeah.
creepy, what's going on, and then there's
I
just
feel like
these
it's a little
long,
generic. Like,
cute conversations.
I feel like it's stuff that could fit in almost any genre or any kind of writer could have produced. So now you're Alex. Man, that was better than I remember.
Man, that was better than I remember. Maybe I'll buy a bunch, take them back to Seattle with me.
When's your flight?
Soon. Too soon. Max, there's something else I wanted to tell you.
See, this should probably happen at about page 4.
Yeah.
And kind of bury the lead. What is it?
It's about our CIA days.
Go. Okay, these 3 lines of dialogue here, disposable.
Mm-hmm.
There's something I wanted to tell you. It's about the CIA. It's about Amber. And just put it all in one, because this Max stuff is sort of a waste of an actor.
Yeah.
Max doesn't respond.
Okay, I don't want to worry you, but there's been some information floating around among my agency buddies.
Information about what exactly? In Rick and Morty, they say, you ask a lot of questions, Morty. It's not very charismatic. This is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Information about what exactly?
Information that they've detected the activity of rogue ex-KGB in the States.
And then I ask another question. Ex-KGB?
Sleeper agents from an obsolete program that woke up without a purpose. Word is they've received intel regarding the identities of the undercovers we planted in Russia during the Cold War and have decided to form their own agenda.
You know what kind of amuses me about this?
Mm-hmm.
They've had enough time to eat the sandwich. It's been like 20 minutes. How are you? You married? Oh, you got that fishing boat. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow. Your daughter's 20 years old? Man, where does this time go? Buddy, it's so good to see you. Oh, by the way, there are rogue Soviet agents that have just awoken out of cryogenic freeze. Like, how does that conversation work?
Yeah.
Like, and why would he save this to the last? You don't really believe that, do you?
Why do you think I moved to Seattle? For the sunshine, the culture?
Why does anyone move to Seattle? Like, many people move to
Why
Seattle.
does anyone move to
Very few people do that for fear of Soviet sleeper agents that have been awakened.
I started to notice some strange things. The same people popping up twice in different places, eerie feelings that something's just a little out of order. I was identified during Amber. We were identified.
Jesus, Alex, don't you think you're being a little paranoid?
We're CIA. I don't have paranoia. I have instinct. My instinct told me that something didn't feel right. You should start listening to yours too. I gotta get going. It was good seeing you, Max.
Same to you. I'm happy that we got to catch it. Like, this is a place to cut. Like, also, like, the whip shift here, like, raises a few questions. One,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a natural thought that someone would move to Seattle to get away from Soviet sleeper agents. Two, if I was escaping from Soviet sleeper agents, I wouldn't go to a place that has cameras everywhere and an internet thing where everyone is trackable. And three, like, why is he back in Cambria in the first place? Like, and why would he, if he's that paranoid, why is he eating the sandwich and just sitting by a window where he could be sniped or anything?
Right. I was thinking this is not probably the type of place that you'd have this conversation in the first place. If he's, yeah, exactly. If he's that paranoid that they're watching him.
Alex pulls away. Oh, he goes for the handshake, pulls away.
Sorry, I would, but I'm a little under the weather. Fucking Seattle weather.
Alex walks to the exit. Before leaving, oh, okay, this is skippable.
Take care of yourself.
Interior Max's car at day. Max drives a stretch of country road. The car stereo plays classic rock at modest volume. The car drives over a cornfield-flanked hill, past a barn littered with cows, and around a church. A cemetery sits to one side of it. He stops at a stop sign next to the cemetery. He glances out of the window and spies the strange man kneeling in front of a gravestone.
That's
Okay,
the
so
same
they must have known each other, because like this is implying that he had agency.
This is the guy with
Yeah.
the weird eyeball from earlier? Or no?
Oh wait,
Yeah, the guy who was watching him through the window?
that's okay. No, this is an accident, so that's weird, but okay. Max enters the kitchen through the front door. Fresh pies cool on the counter. He breezes past Julie, who's reading a book.
Hey, Dad, how's your lunch?
It was fun. Max walks upstairs and into a back room filled with boxes, bins, and old photographs. A photo of the young and uniformed Max and Alex hangs on the mirror of an old cab. Okay, CIA people don't have uniforms.
Yeah.
Max opens a drawer and takes out a handgun in a holster. He turns it over in his hands and removes a magazine. It's empty. He fumbles around in the drawer, and Julie, still capitalizing every name, which is not fun.
Yeah.
Julie yells up from downstairs, and if you're wondering what we're reading. It's this one. And
There you
look,
go.
now we can post hyperlinks. Thank God.
Yay. Hey, Dad.
Yeah, Jules?
I'm gonna go to a party at Olivia's house tonight, if that's okay.
Max loads the magazine. Are our parents going to be home?
Probably not.
I don't know, Julie. No adult supervision. Dad, I'm not a little girl anymore.
Dad, I'm not a little girl anymore.
Don't I know it? You were so cute when you were little.
I'm still cute, and I'm responsible enough to supervise myself.
Just to be clear, Julie's 20s, right?
Yeah, I think they said 20.
This is like a 17-year-old conversation. And besides, like, this is more cutesy dialogue, but this is the part where it works the best. Because it's actually cute, like, yeah, honey, you were so cute when you were little. You know,
yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's funny.
That's cool. It's not funny, but it's just very effective.
Yeah.
Because you're
It's
juxtaposing
visual.
this family man mask he's putting on with how terrifying, wolfish hunter he is.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a very good use of the dialogue. I just think that by making it like talking to a 20-year-old like it's a 17-year-old, that's one extra joke to the scene, and it's like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary.
He slings the bag over his shoulder and heads downstairs
Going out again?
for a little while, going to the range.
You forgot your clubs.
Not that kind of range. Have fun at the party, kiddo.
Mhm.
Firing range. Max fires. We're doing some firing range stuff. Every shot twice in the head, rest in the body. Max gets to the house, drops his bag on the kitchen table, gets a non-alcoholic beer out of the fridge. Dozens of photos and papers hang on the fridge door. Among them is a travel brochure entitled Visit Beautiful Seattle. I feel like this is all over-described. Max plops onto the couch, turns on the TV, kicks back, wakes up to the sound of explosions. This is the part where I stop being directly interested in what's going on.
Yeah, well, whenever I see that much description and no dialogue, I'm always like, ooh, this better be good. Because it just, I don't know, like the impending...
This is where it gets creepy. Max creeps down the stairs. He peeks into the kitchen. All but one of the papers that have hung on the fridge have fallen to the floor. The one remaining sits in the very center. Max draws his gun. He walks into the kitchen. He checks the corner and outside the front door. Nothing's there. He walks to the fridge and takes the card. As he reads it, his hands begin to shake. His mouth hangs. They're already milking this too much, but the card reads, "In remembrance of Alexander Long, 1952 to 2014.
That's creepy.
So, all right, now I have a question. I don't know if it's present day or not. So I don't know if it's the scary man came in and killed Alex and put it there, or if, like, I'm confused. Like, I'm not sure if Alex was already dead. You know what I mean?
Like if he was talking to his ghost.
Or something like that. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like, it was as if I was talking to a ghost or was getting new information.
Yeah.
A voice from the living room causes them to drop the card and whip around.
Alex. Max, do you read me?
Max bolts into the living room. On TV, a young Alex speaks frantically into the radio. That's cool.
I like that. Max, do you read me? You can't just fucking leave me here. Jesus Christ, Max, answer the goddamn radio. Max!
The TV cuts to a title screen that displays the word Amber. The screen is accompanied by a robotic female voice.
Our feature program will return after these messages.
The TV cuts to static, then displays Max sitting alone in the deli. This is cool.
Oh, this is cool.
This actually got really, really cool.
This got good.
I'm happy for it. I just wish like it came earlier because Max is terrified and transfixed. The TV cuts to Max standing in front of a gravestone in a familiar cemetery. It's probably the same gravestone that the one-eyed man was, and I'd love to see that linked.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it was like a stone angel or something. So then, or if it is or it is not. But right now I'm just wondering because it's taking me out of it. Back to static. Max hears a nose from outside.
Oh no.
He turns toward the window and catches a glimpse of a wide hat and trench coat just before they leave the frame. He peeks around the wall, aims his gun at the doorway. The knob turns. The door pushes open slowly. Bang! Bang! Max fires 2 rounds into the door. The bullets blast through the thin metal. Are the doors made of metal?
Not usually. Like a house, like a
Not in the
front
not in the
door
fucking
in your
birds.
home. No.
They're wooden, or they're picked up at Home Depot, and they're like wood laminators, shellacked or some shit.
Yeah.
Max fires 2 rounds into the door. The bullets hit through the thin metal and hit their target. All is still. Max slowly approaches the door. He pushes the door open and drops the handgun. Julie lies on the porch in a pool of blood. Ooh, that's good.
That's good.
She's not blinking or breathing. Max clutches his dead daughter and sobs uncontrollably. A photo of Max and Alex hangs on a mirror. Static sizzles on the TV.
Little PTSD there.
I guess it's PTSD. Like, I'm left to wonder, but given that, like, this is a lot of wind-up for a small punch.
I like the ending. I think we could have, cut a lot of the beginning stuff down.
Yeah. And also, like, I wish Alex... I'm not clear as to whether Alex was I'm not clear as to whether, okay, if we were to piece together the timeline, in his 20s, Max was in the CIA, apparently a uniformed CIA agent, with Alex in Russia. There may or may not have been an Amber program, which I'm curious about, which may or may not have let spies into it. However, that may or may not be something that Max's wounded mind created to cope with the pain of having let down his friend. What I like about this is the script does reward you for paying attention. And now I kind of like wonder, did I miss something beforehand?
Well, here's what I'm wondering. Because it says that Alex died in 2014, which is, I'm assuming, present day. This was probably just written a year ago. So maybe he was just recently killed by, like, so what he's warning, the ghost is warning Max, basically. So I'm assuming that everything is true. Well, and the ghost of Alex is just trying to.
Max reaches out to shake Alex's hand. Alex pulls away. So I'm wondering, like, is that because he's got a ghost hand, or?
Yeah,
like,
because he wouldn't be able to shake his hand.
But like, I don't know. I mean, if you're delusional, then it raises the question: is he delusional or not?
Yeah, it raises the question: is he schizo, or is this a ghost coming back to warn him? And I think it could go either way and be equally effective. I think it was interesting. I just think
and then who's the strange man? And like,
yeah, the one plot hole I don't understand who the strange man watching through the window at the sandwich shop is still.
Yeah.
If that's one of the spies, then that leads itself to saying that everything Alex is saying is true, which I guess is.
And then I wonder, like, all the papers that hung in the fridge have fallen to the floor. That doesn't really happen because magnets work. And so that, given that could be either an accident, an unbelievable accident, or it could be that the man came into the house to fuck with him. Like, I'm already unclear as to whether that was, I'm the strange man, I've been in your house and I shot your friend, or, gasp, I just remembered Alex died. How could I forget that, right?
I'm thinking it's a second.
In which case, I'd like a better reveal. Like, but you know what it could be? Like, maybe, like, she's baking the pies for, like, Alex's wake or something, and then, like, you know, Max kind of tuned that out, and, like, you know, it's tied back into...
When he says...
Daddy, don't you remember? I baked those pies for Alex's widow because Alex died. Holy fuck, then who did I talk to?
Yeah. Wait, I'm forgetting, the first time that Max left the house, did he tell his daughter who he was going to go hang with? Did he ever mention Alex to her?
No. Straight to the home with you. Then he talks to the person on the phone. What I liked about this is it's got an intriguing level of mystery. But I feel like it's like one of those bad indie web games that you play, where it's like it's all full of mystery and like ambiance, but if you like kind of like line it up logically, you're still not quite sure why you did it. Like, this is a short that sort of needs a wiki to fill out. And because it's so loose in the beginning, I'm not inclined to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, this might all line up, but I'm a little confused by it, and it makes me feel kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So the number one thing is, Max, do you read me? You can't just fucking leave me here, Jesus Christ. So he left Alex to die. But if he was left there, then... Wait, if Max left a young Alex there, and that's what he's guilty about, then why is he dealing with an old Alex who apparently died in 2014?
Yeah, that is strange.
Because
he clearly did not die because of the situation that Max put him in.
Or maybe he did. Maybe he did.
But then then it shouldn't say he died in 2014, right?
Or did he? I'm so confused. You ever see the Futurama where they have that Twilight Zone ripoff called The Spooky Door? Like, they basically like do a Twilight Zone episode where it's like they do 16 twists all at once.
That's fine.
It's like, I can't lose. I'm a gambling god. Oh no! Now life is boring, but now I can't kill myself. And now my glasses have fallen off and I can't read.
That's fine.
And now I'm Hitler. So I kind of feel like this is a twist pile up.
Did the person who wrote this ask us to read it? Or
no, watcher Ryan Murray dropped this in. Well,
I'm curious. I just want to ask the writer some questions.
This has been a fun show, guys. If you liked what you saw, tweet at me at Story Coaching. And check out my website at www.storycoach.net. I like to do one-on-one coaching where we just kind of go through your script. Well, Ryan, you got a good one. Ryan, did that make any sense to you? Like, do you?
Yeah, Ryan, do you have any explanation for anything we might have missed?
Like, I feel like there's something good in there, but...
It could be good. I think it has potential, but there's just a lot of loose ends. There's, like...
Like, if I feel like there's an indie game called Braid, which is, like, 16 different... Okay, so Max had a mental breakdown, but that still doesn't. Even if Max had a mental breakdown, it's why is he feeling? Why is he feeling guilt over Alex, and why do we need the Amber program at all? Like, why are these Soviet super spies in there at all? Given like this is already a convoluted script, like why couldn't it just be? Did you hear Sergey the Russian is back in town?
Yeah.
He wants.
I felt like it was left too late already, and it's mysterious because there were so many threads dangling.
I feel you. I mean, there's something good in here. I'm pleasantly surprised by this, and there's good writing here.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's so many twists piling up at the end. It's just needless and ambiguous.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is Max has clearly felt guilty about leaving Alex in a bad situation for a long time. Why is today the day that this ghost visits him and gives him this information?
Yeah, why now?
Why years
What's with the
later?
dream? What was the Amber program, and why are we seeing this?
Yeah. So all I can think of.
Oh wait! I got it. The one thing I think we missed.
I mean, what I think the explanation.
Do you know what's kind of good here? And this is actually me thinking a little deeper. The strange man might be Max.
Max is staring at the man, though, so he's looking at himself.
Or like maybe that's like a ghost of something future to come, because Max, there's something saying that will you take care of me when I'm old, which is mirrored by the fact that he'd be visiting her in the graveyard. She'd be buried in that same graveyard, and maybe like when he drives by the church and sees a strange man kneeling in front of a gravestone.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's him looking at his daughter. Could be.
And like maybe like whatever he does to shoot Julie, like fucks up his eye or something. Like that would give it a little more closure, and that would be like one level more intense. Even though that wouldn't clear up any of the Alex stuff, that would make this ending feel a touch more intentional than it does. And I'm not saying that's a great idea, but I'm just saying that that's present there.
It would tie together more.
And then like if we see like his hair go shock white from the shock, and then we see the strange man and Max like kind of flicker into each other, and then we see the name on the grave and it's Julie.
That could be interesting.
You love a daughter.
I like that. Even if that wasn't his intention, that's a cool way to tie it all together.
Yeah, that would just make it a little more unified.
Yeah. Here's what I think. I might have already kind of said this, but I think that Alex actually did just get killed, and his ghost really did just want to go warn Max.
About what?
About these people who really did just kill him.
Or
that's how I'm taking it.
Or maybe it's like,
correct.
Hey Max, I'm gonna warn you about you. Look out for you, Max. Well, it's interesting. Like, I feel like this is the fact that we've talked this much about it, and we're not dismissing it because, like, you notice how we're handling this with kid gloves?
Yeah.
Like, on one hand, like, there's quality writing here. On the other hand, like, we didn't get it. And if I were to hand this to my boss, I couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, Ugh.
Well, here's the thing with kind of mystery things. I feel like you don't want it to be extremely obvious and perfectly tied together at the end because then it doesn't make you think.
Right, but this might have gone too far in the opposite direction.
You need to be able to figure it out, and I feel like we're still, like, kind of a little bit confused about a lot of things.
What I like about this is the author plainly gave a shit. The dialogue, even the cutesy stuff we were ragging on, is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it needs a couple more passages to tie the logic together.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see a story map of like every event that happened. Like, in 1986, Max was here, now he's here, and this is who the man was.
Yeah.
And not that it would be present in the story, but just I'd like to know. Anyway, we are out of time for tonight.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.
Computer just died.
Well, the hell with it. And
I'm
gonna post this on Reddit subsequently, and we'll probably take some notes and feedback on it, and maybe we'll do this again some week.
Bye guys.
Bye. And before we make a big exit, we need to actually go to this. All right, be well, take care, and thank you for watching this. And I apologize if I hurt anyone's feelings. Everyone did very nice work, and I just get mad when stories don't make sense. That's all for us. Take care.